Now, earlier on, government's spokesperson Eric Kiraithe spoke to the media about an array of issues. And of course, this will also be based on the standoff that has been in Mombasa County Governor Ali Hassan Joho's security mayhem continues. And to get more details about this particular story, let's speak to our reporter from the coastal region, Francis Ontomwa. Very good afternoon to you, Francis. Thank you for joining us. Just give us a summary of what exactly the government spokesperson spoke about.
Well, Akisa, the vexing question of security to VIP officials in the country has actually stubbornly stuck in the public domain, and it is a matter that has actually gathered a lot of momentum down here in the coast region. Of course, having had the case of Governor Hassan Ali Joho of Mombasa and also Amason Kingi of Kilifi, having had their security men actually withdrawn. And the big subject has been whether these officers will be reinstated back. Yesterday we had the governor of Mombasa being quite categorical that he'll actually not be admitting a state security. He said that is just okay as he is right now, and we say that he will actually be guarding himself with his own security. And that is a matter that has actually been touched on here by a briefing that we had here earlier on at the KPM Baraki Sports Club with the government spokesperson, that is Mr. Eric Kiraithe, talking widely on this subject. And I am standing here beside me is Mr. Kiraithe himself, and he'll be of course giving us a recap of what he had already talked about. Welcome to KTN, Mr. Kiraithe. The big question that many are speaking about is the question of security men, and Joho was quite categorical yesterday that he'll not be needing state security. But on your side, we're getting reports that you've already reinstated the officers. What is the true state of affairs right now?
What I would want to explain to you and to your viewers is that when the current devolved system came, the issue of enhanced VIP security, remember the role of the government is to provide security to all Kenyans. And the issue of enhanced security for any individual is actually a matter which was discussed because it was diverting a lot of public resources to individuals. And a priori, assuming that when you become a governor, you are under serious threat. And therefore, a skill well thought out, with a lot of expert input, and what was considered rational and reasonable was set out and distributed by the person in charge of security operations in this country, and that is the Inspector General of Police. This is what is being implemented. I have also pointed out that at the coast, we have a very competent regional security team led by Mr. Marwa. Mr. Marwa, to the best of my knowledge, has not yet asked for any support from the national government, and we believe he is doing well, we believe he is performing, and we are supporting him as he goes on like that. What we emphasized and would want to emphasize is that as we move to elections, the government will not really allow somebody to create a situation where he is intimidating other opponents, where he is using the security allocated to him for purposes of which are political. And therefore that skill stands. As the national government, we can't be addressing individuals. I think the government has a responsibility to secure all the Kenyans with their property. There are challenges of terrorism, there are challenges of cattle rustling, there are challenges of drugs and illicit brews, and therefore we would not want to divert our attention to individuals. Wherever they are, wherever they are in the country, we have deployed staff at all levels. We have deployed their commanders. We have the coordinators all the way from the sub-county level. Let them work with those people so that their unique concerns are addressed at that level.
Related to that subject, of course, there have been calls by several quarters actually to audit the number of firearms in Mombasa as we head to the next general election. Is it a consideration that you've already begun, initiated perhaps, and how far are you on this?
I can tell you on authority that the audit of firearms is a national issue. It is ongoing. We align ourselves to those who are calling for such audit. We are asking them to go a step further and give us confidential information on where we could be having illegal firearms. We are very interested in those. And the government is carrying out every covert effort to ensure that they are all recovered. Secondly, people are licensed to carry firearms for certain very specific purposes, especially in regard to their own security, security of their property, as they go on their normal business. If any of those persons avails that firearm, even by implication, for any other purpose, and mainly during this election year, for purposes of intimidating the public and intimidating other contestants, then this information is very relevant and immediate action will be taken.
Supposing Joho's remarks were actually not political and he may not actually be needing this security event that he has said, will you be withdrawing the officers that you've already deployed?
As I have said, I don't want to address them myself to individuals who have a bloated image of themselves. What I am saying is that in this country there are very many CSs, other dignitaries, other individuals who deserve and are entitled to a lot of security and who say no. I would not want to mention names, but I can give you an example of His Excellency the President, who on several occasions has said, I only need 2 vehicles, whom we have seen in all kinds of places. And therefore, well, it doesn't matter what other things he has done. If Governor Joho today decided to become a simple citizen like the rest of us and decided to walk around as the citizen he is, why would anybody have a quarrel with that? I think that will be okay. But issues of braggadocio, grandstanding, and expectations that somebody will use illegal means to sustain some level of intimidation against others, that issue, kindly, when the law catches up with you, if you have sneaked into Somalia and bought a few illegal firearms and so on and so forth, don't try imaginations. And when the law catches up with you, don't try to say it was political. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Kiraithe, for your time. Thank you so much. Government spokesman Eric Kiraithe, of course, giving us his perspective regarding this whole debate on security and men attached to VIPs in the country, and of course, being quite categorical that they will be treading on this with a lot of keen and actually giving a leeway to anyone who is actually going to heed by what the government actually states. Back to you, Akisa.
Francis, thank you very much for that. And of course, Francis Ontomwa is joining us live from Mombasa. Let's now